they're just jealous because they can't get the same quality of drugs we can.
This week we did Charlie's pick. Color of Outer Space. Color Out of Space.
What?
Outer Space.
Color Outer Space.
Ashley, did you ask me if I watched it?
Charlie, this movie was
I asked you if you watched it again.
Oh, yeah, I'd already seen it twice. I didn't watch it again for the podcast because I'd already seen it twice.
Charlie, this movie's the best movie of the year thus far.
Wow, high praise, Jim.
Yeah.
You really?
Very high praise.
No, I fucking love this movie. This is the best movie I've seen all year. Now, granted, there's not a whole lot of fucking stiff competition.
No.
Like, we got like 2 months of movies so far to compete with, but out of the 2 months of movies that we got, I put this at the top, yeah. I can't even tell you who compete. Like, what is there for this to compete against?
Yeah. You know what's cool about it is that, Richard Stanley, the director, the last time he had a directing assignment before this one was like in 1996.
Damn.
And he got fired from that one.
Wow.
So it's kind of cool that he came back because he's got a real distinctive style.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Hardware? Have you seen his film Hardware or Dirt Devil?
No.
Or Dust Devil. Not Dirt Devil.
Kane, your bedroom has a chandelier?
Yes, it does.
Are you fucking Are you like the Phantom of the Opera? Jesus Christ. Anybody else have any impressions of this movie before we dive into it? John, Ashley, you own the fucking thing.
So we bought the movie because of Charlie's recommendation of how good it was, and we just bought it. We didn't even watch a trailer or anything. And then when we watched it at home, it wasn't even that far into the film, and I was already like, this movie's amazing. Like it just felt nice having like a sci-fi at home type of scenario, similar to like how Signs and Close Encounters was from back in that day in E.T. And to see something new like that in this day and age was really nice to see again. So I was instantly like, I'm all into this movie.
Kane, wake up.
I'm awake.
Ashley, what did you first think of this movie?
This movie was great. I really enjoyed it. It was different for me. First, I didn't have a clue, like, really what was going on. Like, it wasn't tracking very well. And then I fell into line, and it definitely captivated me. It captured my attention. The coloration in it, the storyline. There was only one thing that bothered me in the whole movie, but I'll get into that later when we go to pick it to go into more specifics. But I actually really enjoyed it.
Kane?
I actually don't care for this movie. I bought it and watched it again, and I like the cinematography and special effects are cool, but like the storyline itself, and I just didn't like it that much.
That's the stupidest thing. Danielle, what did you think?
I liked it. I didn't know what I was expecting at all or getting into, but yeah, once it got going, I was just stuck on it, like trying to figure stuff out like the whole time. But yeah, no, I liked it. It was cool. It was sad to me, but we can get into that.
I like the idea it was H.P. Lovecraft because, there have been a lot of movies based on his work. This one, I think, is a little more literal adaptation of his work. And a lot of people don't do it right, but Stanley's kind of a fan, so I think that showed on the screen. Because this is supposed to be the first of 3 movies based on his work, on Lovecraft's work. Yeah. He's going to do the Dunwich Horror next. So.
Cool.
Jimmy, what the fuck are you doing?
Wait.
Wait. Couldn't you have done this during Andrew's week?
Right?
Is that how little you value Andrew's opinion?
Yeah, because you would have been on my side, you did.
I was on your side.
Then you split the decision down the middle by not voting.
That wasn't last week, you dick. Oh, that was your turn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So this movie, Nicolas Cage is out on a llama farm. You've got him, his wife, his son, who's kind of like a farmhand, his daughter, Lavinia, who's like a Wiccan.
They're alpacas, Jim. They're alpacas. And he milks them.
Yeah,
He actually milks the alpacas.
yeah, excuse
Yeah.
me, they're
Wait,
alpacas.
what do you mean he actually milks the alpacas?
He actually does milk the alpacas.
Like, that's not a special effect? He actually milked them?
Wait, like in real life, he milked them?
I'm not being technical about it. I'm just saying that usually when you think about alpacas, you don't think about milking them. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you do.
I do love that alpaca milk, you know me.
My mind is blown right now. Like, I don't understand what's happening.
Neither do we, Jimmy. It's okay.
Anyway, we start out, and Lavinia's trying to do some like earth, wind, fire, water bullshit spell that makes you almost question whether or not you got the right movie. And she gets approached by a hydrologist who has a T-shirt from the College of Reanimator.
Because that's Lovecraft too.
That is Lovecraft too. Also,
Miskatonic University always is one of those ongoing themes.
What's Lavinia's Easter egg, Charlie? Do you know Lavinia's Easter egg?
Her Easter egg?
Yeah.
Should I know it?
Yes.
I'm not sure. Actually, that's code for I don't know.
She performs spells out of the Necronomicon.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
But anyway, there's a report of some kind by the hydrologist that the water is bad, so he's there to take like levels or whatever of the water, and he kind of like wants to hook up with Lavinia. But how old do you think Lavinia is? I have no doubt in my mind Andrew would try to hook up with her.
Oh, what?
No doubt in my mind.
17? I don't know. 17 maybe?
Kane, you wouldn't try to hook up with her?
15 or 16.
Yeah, I think so. I think that.
That's true, Jimmy. Jesus.
You what?
I would not. 15? No.
Okay, but by looking at that girl, would you assume she's 15?
Yes.
I don't know, Kane.
Thinking.
Andrew does have his standards.
I think Kane goes for it. I think if it's a situation where it's just Andrew and I, and he doesn't think you guys would ever find out about it, he absolutely does.
I know that if I'm with Jimmy, everyone's finding out about it no matter what. So that is.
Did we ever talk about the Catwoman story?
Does not belong here.
Huh? The Catwoman story?
The Catwoman story is an amazing story. That is, I may debut that as part of what a new segment in this show tonight.
What do you mean?
Cheers to you, Andrew.
I don't like this.
Anyway, a meteor that's like a really brilliant pink color, pink purple pulsating color, lands in Nick Cage's backyard, and for a couple days nothing too crazy happens, and then eventually the youngest kid sees like this grasshopper praying mantis locust thing fly out of his well, and that's kind of like the first alien-esque thing that we've seen. It's almost like that movie Evolution with David Duchovny, where like these terraformed monsters start to spread out over this property, and it's pretty trippy. It's Evil Dead meets it's Evil Dead meets aliens. Well, excuse me, Jesus Christ. Sorry, I had to sneeze. God damn.
Jimmy's you on Venus trip?
So, as this thing starts to fuck with the family, the mom chops her 2 fingers off, cutting carrots. That gets the dad to take the mom to the hospital. So our first like interactions, hardcore interactions, are with Lavinia, the brother, and the little guy. And you start to like see that it's messing with time and space. The older brother mentions how he's been like trying to find the house for over a day. Shit like that doesn't make sense. And eventually the parents come back, and the mom gets lightning bolted to the little son, and it becomes like one of the scariest fucking looking things I've ever seen in any fucking horror movie. And the mom is draining the soul of the son, and the son is like evacuating into the mom's body. That's pretty fucking crazy to think about. And
well, what's crazy too is they're still treating her like mom. You know, hey mom, you want a drink? You want something to eat, mom? That is the creepy part for me, is that they're just, you know,
they're going along with it. No big deal.
Yeah, they're going along with it. I mean, there's no end game there.
Yeah,
you know,
I think their kids were gone. They were just like, didn't even really know what to do at that point.
Yeah.
And then their cars wouldn't work, and the phones weren't working, so there's no way to get help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
right.
That'd be a hell of a thing to have that spider. What, Kane? God damn.
Oh, I can't.
You can't what?
Keep going, Jimmy.
So anyway, all the alpacas blend together to make like this super fucking like Ash versus the Evil Dead monster alpaca thing. Nick Cage.
That reminded me of The Thing. Remember when the dogs?
That's what I was going to.
Dogs all combined. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a trippy movie. Like it literally ends up with this light kind of finally exposing itself to the hydrologist through Lavinia, and you like see the light's planet that it came from for a minute, and the hydrologist breaks away, being the last one left, and the hydrologist runs back into the house, and he kind of like moves past Nick Cage one more time, but it's like multiple Nick Cages at once, and then the light basically nukes where Nick Cage's house is at. The hydrologist survives by going underground, and the movie ends at the dam that the hydrologist was originally sent there to survey. And it's a fucking weird movie. I've never seen anything quite like this movie, and I honestly don't think that there's been a movie this good this year that I have seen. What has come out this year? The Grudge was fucking horrible.
I liked it.
The Grudge was fucking so stupid, Andrew. It was so stupid. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. That movie sucked ass, man.
You're wrong, Jimmy. You're wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. I was so excited to watch that movie with you, and you basically did the same thing you did when Venom came out. You're like, it's not that bad, man. Everybody says it's horrible, but it's not that bad. It's actually really good. No, it's not. It's fucking terrible.
Well, I didn't say Venom was good.
Yes, you did.
I wanted it to be good. It wasn't. I've watched it multiple times.
Why?
I just want it to be better every time. I'm like, come on. Just throw Spider-Man around the background for me. Just throw a shadow of a Spider-Man swinging in one of the goddamn shots. That's all I needed.
Yeah, the other horror movies right now are The Grudge, The Turning, Gretel and Hansel, Underwater, The Invisible Man, Fantasy Island.
Yeah. You like this horror, The Invisible Man?
I haven't seen, or no, The Boy 2 I actually did see.
Yeah, you did.
Haven't seen Antlers. The Lodge is supposed to be pretty good. It just came out. So, for the most part, I do think that Color Outer Space is the best horror movie of the year. And I give it a 10 out of 10. Charlie, what is your score?
It's my pick, and I like it a lot, so I'd give it a 10 too.
Ashley?
I'll give it an 8. It wasn't like mind blowing for me. It was good, but it lost a point just because of Nicolas Cage's weird like accent that he would slide into. Like he would like change into a different character and get this
I
very
love
like
Nick Cage, and I hate him in this movie.
Because he gets like robotic, right? He's like
he literally has acted like he's never acted before, and I don't like this particular character he's acting as.
You really don't?
His character gets weird, and I don't know if
I know he's supposed to, but like I just don't like it. Like that's.
Like I understood his character change because I know it had to do with the
light and all that stuff.
The alien crap.
Infected.
Yeah,
but he was doing it even before the alien stuff. Like he would slip into that like tone even before it happened, because I noticed it right out the gate before anything happened in the movie. And I looked at John and I was like, what the hell is he doing? Like he just did like a whole second character.
Yeah, he's trying to not be Nicolas Cage.
I think that's what it was. He's trying so hard not to be his normal, like, what I love him as, and like trying to be something else. And I was like, man, just be you, man. That's all I want to see. Just be you, Nick.
Just be you, brother.
That's all I wanted.
Just be you. Here's the thing. I gave it a 10. Charlie gave it a 10. Ashley gives it an 8. Danielle, what do you give it?
I'm gonna give it an 8 as well. I liked it. It was good, but like Ash said, it wasn't like, whoa. Like, to me, I didn't think the movie was so fucking amazing, you know? But it was really sad. Like, for me, like, I found it like to be really sad. It's just like, really? What the hell? But yeah.
Oh, like everyone fucking dies.
Huh?
Like everyone fucking dies.
Yeah. I know, but like the way everything went, like the way everybody died, and just,
It's some pretty depressing deaths.
I don't know. It was just like, it was all so sad. It was just like, it was horrible. But yeah, I give it an 8.
Kane?
I give it a 6.
Fucking cocksucker.
What? I'm allowed 8. I love Nicolas Cage and everything. I don't like him in this. So when you do that to one of my favorite actors, I can't not see it.
John.
Okay, so I probably would have been at an 8, but something that hasn't even been brought up during this whole podcast is you got freaking Tommy Chong in this damn movie.
That's
So
right.
instantly gives it a 9.
I forget that he's the guy in the shed.
He was like the perfect person for that character, as being, you know, like all freaked out about government stuff. And here he's living in this little shack on their property. Like, you know, he's just such a great character, and to have Tommy Chong be him, and the fact that, you know, he's supplying the set with weed. I mean, come on.
He was their squatter. Who has just a squatter?
Yeah, he was squatter.
I've been trying to get him out. He's just their squatter.
Yeah, when he said that, like, to the officer, I was like, wait, what? It's like,
Kane, I
So,
could
yeah,
see you
9
doing
for me.
something. I could see you doing that, Kane.
just wanted to know what's wrong.
Like if you didn't want to leave.
I don't care.
I could see you
Andrew, I
just.
got a little room on the backside of my house you can go live in and supply us drugs from. It's okay.
I mean, if that's an offer.
Get a beautiful view of the pool and everything.
That's all I ever wanted. California poolside.
So depressing. So
BoJack Horseman-esque lifestyle.
So Charlie, this movie is an interesting movie, man. We have multiple ways that we could consider it to be part of the scare park. Right now, house-wise, we have The Woman in Black at International, Marianne in the beach area, Candyman in Industrial. There's 2 house spots, a roller coaster, and a dark ride in the outer space land, along with a scare zone. So far this year, shows we have the Horror Lake Show, the Heathen Leathen Slider Show. For food, we have the Springwood Diner. Rides, we have the Crystal Lake Log Flume, the Dracula Coaster, the Wailing Corpse Simulator, the Space Marine Experience, and the Big Dipper in the beach area. Zones, red, the neighborhood area, themed after Door to Door. Gray, the beach area, themed after the Santa Carla Boardwalk, aka the Lost Boys. So, Charlie, do you think this thing deserves to be part of this year's virtual Scream Park?
Do I think it deserves? Yes. I think it deserves this spot.
What would you want it as?
When you're going over it, it's kind of a tough movie to just pigeonhole, and I'm thinking the color is such a big theme in the movie. Is there some ride or something where you would your senses would be assaulted by color and images of, the weird things that happen in the movie? And
I think
that's what it made me think of,
Did you ever go on the E.T. ride at Universal Studios?
The what?
The E.T. ride at Universal Studios?
No, I haven't been on it. No, I haven't.
It's like Stranger Things, the dark ride. And this movie made me think of like a dark version of what that could be.
Okay.
Because like the line is like the woods. You could have like the colors flashing in the line.
That boat ride in Avatar.
What?
That type of thing.
What'd you say?
I don't know, John. Do you think it lends itself to a ride? I don't know. Or would it be a house?
I would put this whole scenario would take place in the camp area because the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd have their house be in the woods, and I think it'd be cool to almost base the light water show on this, and almost have the color out of space be the reason the show's happening out on the lake. And because it makes sense, the color in the water and everything, to do like a water light show in the water, and then to have their house as, I would say, a walkthrough. I think it'd be a cool walkthrough.
Cool. Yeah, I like that idea.
Because it'd be cool to go in the house. Then you go from out of the house to like the barn where you could have the alpacas all merged together, spitting water on you or something, and then you could head over to Tommy Chong's shed and
the question
have the creepy cat thing attack you.
The question.
While the well's making some noise.
The question I have for you.
The little creeper guy sitting on the well there. That little flying guy, insect.
The question that I have for you is, currently right now we have the Springwood Diner in that land, the Friday the 13th log flume, and a horror lake show. By changing it to the color show on the lake and having it be a house, there's also room for it to be a ride instead of a house, but you guys are saying you would rather be a house versus a dark ride.
I would rather have it be a maze.
I want a ride.
What are some...
How about I'll throw you all off? John and I talked about something earlier that's pretty plausible too. Why don't we just make it an escape room?
Interesting.
Yeah, that is an interesting idea.
Kane, what do you want?
A ride for sure. I think it'd be awesome to like sit in a cart and kind of roll through the house and see like different things that are happening out there, and then roll like into like the grassy knoll, like in the like where the well's at and where everything happens out there, and you just kind of go like in and around the house, and it'd just be like the facade of the house and inside your own different rooms.
How would you want to move from scene to scene? What kind of a ride vehicle would you want to be in as the events play out?
I actually really like the idea of the old school like haunted houses on like the beach. Like you're like in like a little like 4-person cart, and it's taking you through. It's just like kind of an intimate little ride as you're going through it, because it has those colors and all that stuff. So you could really transition each like space you're going into by flashing those colors really bright until you get through to like the next scene.
Can we have Tommy Chong's shop be like the shop you have to walk through before you get on the ride, so that you get edible before you get on the ride?
Yeah, he's at the 30-minute mark before you get in line, so like you just take it there. By the time you hit the front of the line, you're perfect.
Danielle, what do you think? Ride maze.
Ride sounds cool, but I think John's idea sounded cooler with the whole like show. But as long as like you get to see like all the colors that were like in the movie, like that happen, like with the grass and the trees and all that, and see all that, I think that would be cool. So yeah, basically like walk through or whatever, or house or whatever. So I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
A house, yeah. Maze, right? Same thing.
Yeah.
Maze.
Yeah.
So right now we're at 2 mazes, 1 ride. Charlie, what do you say officially?
I like John's idea because I can see that working really well with the themes in the movie, and it really does take more into account than just the ride, I think. So I like John's idea.
So 3 mazes, 1 ride. Ashley, what do you say? Maze, ride, nothing at all?
I'm gonna go with Andrew and say a ride. Just because I want to go to Tommy Chong's and get high before I get on the ride.
Thank you. Yeah.
Damn. So it comes down to me if I send it to the vote once again, like I did for Marianne, or if we just settle this right here and now.
Been pretty feisty lately.
I think that there's a lot more content that we can make houses, and that's the other reason why I think it would be a good ride, because with the ride, you can get those flashes of color where it's going to be harder to give you that in a haunted house. Like, it's going to be harder to control the wavelengths of the ride in a haunted house, where when you're on a ride, you can get more simulation of the light moving and the coloration, and you're not in it too much to kind of keep your pace going with that. I think in a house, you might lose a little bit of what's going on.
I think I would be more into the ride idea if a vehicle made sense, which in this case, it doesn't really make sense.
You can see the truck. He's always driving that fucking truck around town, dude.
Through a house.
Like every shot, he's getting out of that fucking truck.
What truck?
The fucking one Nicolas Cage drives.
Who?
It's like a Ford F-150 or something.
It's like a farm truck. It's like an old beat up farm truck.
I just kept on like, why is he still in that truck? Like, there was a different car in the movie for a reason. He's still
Andrew,
back
you're the only one that remembers the truck.
I know.
Like, I don't give a shit about the truck. Like, who cares?
That's how much I didn't like Nick Cage's character.
I thought Nick Cage was really good. This is a hard decision right now, because when I was because when I first watched this movie, I thought, man, this would make the coolest dark ride of all time. But then John's point of why it doesn't really make sense to be a ride, the ride vehicle primarily, is a good point as well. But then really 90% of the ride vehicles don't make that much sense in any ride. So who really cares? Would it be a fun ride versus a haunted house? That's the question that we have to ask ourselves.
That's terrifying, Charlie. That's fucking terrifying.
So, I think that this should be.
Would you fucking spit it out already? Come on.
I think it should be a ride. And with that, it ends on a tie. And
So I have a question. Why is the aliens thing considered a ride instead of a walkthrough?
It's an experience.
because we voted on it to be a experience ride thing over the walkthrough.
But it's, yeah, so it's still a walkthrough, right? Similar to Infected?
Correct.
So isn't that a maze?
But they don't call it a maze.
Because you're just walking through it.
Right. It's like how they don't call the maze down on the back lot a maze, but it's a maze.
What? Oh, that thing?
Yes.
The scare zone? That's a walkthrough?
Do you want us to start calling it a? Do you want us to start calling it a maze? Is that?
Well, I figured because like Infected was still considered a maze.
I mean, we can call.
Oh my god!
I mean, we can start calling it a maze. That's fine. Ashley, do you care if we call the Wailing Corp thing a maze? The laser tag thing? Do you care if we call it a maze?
I don't even care at this point. No fucks given right now.
This is great. We should stop this now.
What do you mean we should stop this now, Kane?
Nothing. Just keep going.
So we will have a vote. Should it be a house? Should it be a scare zone?
Should it be nothing at all?
Well,
So from a house to a scare zone, a house or a ride, bro.
a house or ride. Excuse me, Jesus Christ.
Well, I just thought because we have basically 2 alien rides for that area because of that.
Yeah. That's because we like aliens. Come on.
I mean, really, that was a win for you, John. You brought aliens into the season. And then, actually, Charlie, with that, we'll conclude the first round of the 5th draft of Campfire Chronicles. We now enter round number 2. My first round draft pick was the Woman in Black. It's now time for my second round draft pick. And I appreciate the thumbs up, Charlie. I like this boy.
Don't give him a thumbs up yet, Charlie. He might tell you Jason X.
And what if I do say Jason X? Charlie.
I vote to veto that shit.
Charlie, hopeful with Michael Myers shirt on. You think that's where I'm going to go for Charlie? Are you nervous, Charlie?
Always, Jim.
Always
I'm
nervous?
always nervous.
Danielle, your anticipation, you look very interested in finding out what the move is.
The light?
Kane. You all right?
Go. Go, Jimmy. Just go.
Kane, take your hat off real quick. Bend the camera down.
Huh?
Bend your head down so we can. Dang, the longer Kane's hair gets, the grayer it gets. You're like a silver fox, dog.
Yeah. Thanks.
Are you gonna stay gray?
What the fuck is Charlie Brown? Is that it? Oh, okay.
Burn it down!
So a couple weeks ago, or a couple years ago, we had a Alfred Hitchcock montage haunted house. We had Vertigo, Psycho, and what was the other one that we did?
Birds was
The Birds.
Watch.
The Birds, yeah. The Birds,
Yes.
Vertigo, and Psycho all together. Mind of Hitchcock. For my second round draft kick, I was presented the opportunity to choose between something like that or Jason X. At first, the choice, Charlie, seemed like it would be an easy one.
Well, the anticipation is killing me, Jim.
And for sure, the answer should be Jason X.
I'm so glad we can just talk about this one. Not even have to watch it again.
But then I got an idea.
No.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
No, you fucking don't. You don't got no shit.
No.
You do nothing with me and my time in Jason X anymore. You have ran out.
Then I
Three
got.
strikes and you're out.
Then I got an idea,
No idea. Stop it. Crack that light bulb.
and I wanted another montage house. I want another montage house, another director's works montage house.
Oh, okay.
A director that I can honestly say I don't think anybody would have nominated. But I will go from the end to the beginning. The end of the house, you will go through a real life version, a darkened version, a true to form version of Halloween Town as you traverse through Tim Burton's Holidays, Christmas Town, Halloween Town, Nightmare Before Christmas, The Maze. The middle section of the maze would be a vacation romp, as you got aliens fucking taking people out and music fucking exploding aliens' heads with Mars Attacks. And then what would be the beginning of the maze that would kind of get you into the vibe of traversing through a house and then out of town into vacation mode into Vegas and then being disintegrated by aliens and blasted to Halloween Town. The first part of the maze would be Edward Scissorhands. So you do a dark version of Edward Scissorhands, like a twisted tale where Edward is a fucking serial killer type of a thing instead of like this nice guy. And then you go into Mars. Yeah, pretty much like a Freddy Krueger. But you got the Vincent Price character in there. Then you do Mars Attacks. You got all those characters. And you get like
Batman in there?
What?
The Batman?
Sure.
Batman holes. Oh my god.
And so next week, the movie I choose for us to watch and then decide if like a dope, dark version of it could be done is Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, I was really hoping Mars Attacks.
I'm down with that. Edward Scissorhands.
Damn, Ashley looks straight up just relieved right now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, because if you were going to say Jason X, I might have to just quit and walk away.
I wouldn't even have done the podcast. I wouldn't even have done
I'd have been sick for Jason X.
Me too.
You wouldn't have to watch it. You could just vote.
It doesn't matter. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I'm on the same page as Andrew. We've talked about it enough. No more talking about it.
No.
I might just want to go to Wuhan and eat a bat instead.
Oh shit! Going to see boy.
Wow.
I mean, we all know that those bats didn't start anything. Those bats are clean.
I'll take my chances, Jimmy.
All right.
So yeah, next week is Tim Burton week. And after that, next week, who picked second last time? It was John. So then it'll be John's pick moving forward into round 2 as we try to fill up the biggest virtual screen park of all time. Kane will be with us throughout the entire season. I repeat, Kane will be with us throughout the entire season as he is not going anywhere this summer. Correct, Kane?
Correct. C Void canceled my plans.
It voided it out.
Yes, Ashley. Void.
I'm sorry. I know you look forward to your summer away, and I'm sorry that you lost that out, but I'm really glad to have you with us for the summer.
Are you?
I'll buy you alcohol, and I'll give you a pool to float in.
All right. I'm okay with that.
Deal.
That is really a face of someone who doesn't give a shit and wanted to go to Colorado. That's what that was. Damn, Kane. Could have faked it a little bit.
Oh. Being so mean, Jimmy.
Kane, will time...
It's because you can't make Skin Tag 2 now.
I'm really upset about that. I was supposed to hang out with those guys.
Were you going to do Skin Tag 2 this summer?
We were. But it wasn't going to be Skin Tag. It was going to be something else.
Was it going to be something else naked?
No. Fully clothed, driven men drinking tea together. I thought you know, man.
Kane... So part of the show right now that I wanted to unveil is our haunt night in our horror nights in perspective, and if we can, maybe not every week, but every couple weeks, I want to go back, especially as I'm going on these runs this summer. I'm literally like listening to past old podcasts, nostalgia podcasts from different shit. So right now I'm going through all the Halloween, that haunted house podcasts, and then I'll probably go through all the Campfire Chronicles podcasts after that. But my first retro throwback, Andrew, is when we first went through the Publico Brothers haunted houses in Bayfair, California. Do you remember this?
Corey was chasing after you the whole time?
Corey wasn't chasing after me, bro. Corey was chasing after your ex-wife. And I've literally never seen anybody... I've never thought I would have to take somebody out of an emergency exit in a haunted house before I went through a haunted house with Andrew's ex-wife. Like, this bitch just started screaming at the top of her lungs 3 feet into the haunted house. And if you go back on Podomatic right now to 2016, Fear Overload Scream Park, you can listen to that show and listen to Andrew try to calm what is really just a horrible person down in the middle of a haunted house. It was a hell of a time. I enjoyed it very much when I was doing my run. And Kane shits his pants in the middle of the haunted house. If I had a tape that I handy of it, I would just play the tape so you could hear Andrew freak out. So yeah, next week Tim Burton. Nothing else really to report. Kane is taking pictures of all his furniture inside of his house as he slowly drifts off into insanity. Ashley and John, you guys doing all right this week? You got any corona cases of cabin fever, insomnia, anything crazy?
No, we've been painting over at Boomers, getting their bathrooms all looking nice, and in between that, we're going to be working on our backyard, getting the tiki bar back to full
Operation.
and then we're also going to get the fire pit going and all that. So hopefully, if things can die down, we could actually have a Campfire Chronicles around the campfire in the back.
Yeah, for sure. Charlie, how you doing?
You mean as the most at risk person with Ashley? I'm doing okay. It's kind of hard to stay home all the time, and but I do make a Starbucks run every Saturday morning at 5:00 in the morning. So, I'm hanging in there.
Danielle,
How many coffees do you buy?
I almost bought 2 last time, but I buy one for my wife, and yeah. So but I almost bought 2 last week just to change things up.
why are you being weird about it, Kane?
Wait, I'm just
He's curious.
curious creature.
Danielle, how you doing?
I'm losing my mind.
You're what?
I'm losing my mind. It sucks. I don't feel good. I'm always tired. Yeah.
We're not even done with April yet. We really are.
I know.
We really are living in the color outer space. The time thing is messing with my head. How slow time is moving.
Yeah. Me too. I forget what day it is actually.
Time is moving very slow right now. I think people gonna be start getting testy. You know what I'm saying?
Getting what?
Getting testy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can see that happening. Yeah.
So this is
It's
what's,
already
I can tell you right now. This is what's gonna happen. As far as any full blown Halloween Horror Nights announcements, that kind of stuff is going to return to haunt core history because we are done re-airing all the old haunt core history episodes. Charlie's checking out. Bye, Charlie.
No, I gotta go plug in.
Okay.
Battery's getting low.
But all the haunt updates, that'll be part of haunt core history for the most part. We're done re-airing all the old haunt core history episodes, so we will start on the new stuff with 2007's shows from Halloween Horror Nights. That's Bill and Ted and the Slaughter World shows. John. That'll be the next haunt core history episode that we talked about. John nodding his head right now.
Slaughter World.
Slaughter World is a interesting show.
Yes, it was. Watched it one time, then that was it. Did not feel the need to ever see it again.
No.
That was the same amount of times.
Yeah. Andrew, I saw Midsummer this week. I watched Midsummer finally.
Yeah. What'd you think?
I kind of like those pagan kind of cult movie things. I thought it was okay, but my wife hated it, and she hasn't talked to me since then. So, win-win.
She hasn't talked to you? Why hasn't she talked to you?
She absolutely hated it.
Wow. Dude, I feel like that's the thing. You either like that movie or you absolutely hate it. There's like no like it was okay.
Andrew,
Like,
when was the last time you saw Wicker Man?
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Yeah,
it's been a few years, yeah.
the original John or the remake?
The original.
The original is excellent.
Yes.
Excellent movie. Yeah, and it had that kind of vibe for me, and so I liked it actually.
Isn't Nick Cage in The Wicker Man?
The remake.
He's in the remake. Yeah.
He's in everything, man. This year's just Nick Cage.
I love him.
Who's gonna pick Mandy?
John, what land, can you give us that clue for 2 weeks out? What land is your house nomination going to be in?
I actually have a list of each land and multiple choices for me to pick.
If you were going to pick right now, what one would you pick?
It would probably be in the Horrific Avenue.
Wow. It's good to see 2 Horrific Avenue nominations back to back. We'll see, though, next week. Tim Burton, thanks again for listening. Stay spooky, everybody.